the timeline of WHO actions on COVID-19 and why it matters. If you're on social media or have been following closely the events surrounding COVID-19 and how countries are dealing with them, you may have seen last week that most African leaders were really trashing the USA, saying it's assigning the blame to the World Health Organization, and they were tweeting support for WHO and its leader, Dr. Tedros. So it all started with this tweet from Donald Trump, President of the United States, saying that the WHO really blew it. They gave bad recommendation. They sided with China all over and over again, despite the fact that they are funded largely by the United States. After this tweet, Mr. Mustafa Faki Mohammed, who is like the chairman of the African Union or something, he he tweeted this. Surprised to learn of a campaign by the US government against WHO's global leadership. The African Union fully supports WHO and Dr. Tedros. The focus should remain on collectively fighting COVID-19 as a united global community. The timeline for accountability will come. After this tweet, most other African leaders retweeted this and basically agreed with it, sending their support to WHO and most particularly Dr. Tedros. You can see uh, even the Nigerian government tweeted many African leaders, and basically all these replies, some of them were in support of Musa Faki's tweet. Others were saying the USA actually has a point, and the WHO has been siding with China and basically propagating their misinformation, and that's why the world was caught off guard by the events of COVID-19. So there were two sides in these replies, as you can see. All right. So in the midst of all this noise, of all the bias, what are actually the facts? That's what we're going to look at in this video. We're going to look at the timeline of how it all started and try to make sense of the events and see whether the WHO actually objectively deserves some blame, or if the African leaders are right and the USA is just trying to scapegoat and try to find someone to assign blame on. So, in December 2019, it was reported that the Taiwan government was actually warning the WHO, saying that COVID-19 can be transmitted uh, human to human. In fact, this was as early as December last year. That's when the Taiwanese were telling WHO that some doctors are actually getting sick from treating coronavirus's patients. All right? The WHO completely ignored this warning, and in fact, on January 14th, they tweeted this. Preliminary investigations conducted by the Chinese authorities have found no clear evidence of human to human transmission of the novel coronavirus. After getting the warning from the Taiwan, instead of actually going on the ground and doing their own investigation, they started basically giving out these statements basically just endorsing the Chinese government's announcements in regard to coronavirus. And as many of you guys watching may know, the Chinese government cannot be trusted on many things. They kill whistleblowers on many things, including even this case of coronavirus. They try to misinform the world so that the Chinese government can save face and continue to operate in the global community. So it's really curious to see the World Health Organization, instead of tweeting out their own findings, actually tweeting out the findings of the Chinese authorities. All right. On January 30th, that's when WHO decided to declare the coronavirus a global health emergency. And as you may have seen on those replies to the African Union's chairman's tweets, most of them were saying, oh, the USA was also trying to downplay it and saying it's not effective and it's not going to cause as much of a crisis as it did. But after January 30th, after the WHO declared it a global health emergency, in fact, a day later, the Trump administration declared it a public health emergency also, and even initiated a travel ban to China, to and from China. And what did the WHO do after that? That's right. The WHO chief actually criticized the Trump government, the Trump administration, for instituting this travel ban and saying widespread travel bans are not needed to beat China virus. I don't know if any of you can look back and say that this man was right, because if anything has been effective in dealing with COVID-19, it's the travel bans, because he was basically propagating because people were traveling all over the world, and that's why it has become a global pandemic. All right. So on March 12th, that's when WHO announced it as an outbreak pandemic. You may see that that was like a month later after declaring it an emergency. So you may also wonder why it took them a month to actually realize it was a pandemic, and therefore more serious measures were needed. So the key points in this, the points that I'm trying to make are: the WHO sided with China and ignored warnings from Taiwan in December 2019. And the WHO continually propagated the Chinese government's propaganda instead of actually going with their own findings and going to the ground and finding out what was really going on. So before you come to me and say that I'm blaming the WHO, maybe they took their time and they were trying to find the real facts. Basically, my point in this video is taking your time to be sure is one thing, but actually taking the side of the government you're supposed to keep an eye on is another. And you may also be wondering, why is the USA actually concerned and being the one to ask for accountability? Let's remind ourselves that the United States is the main sponsor of most of the UN's institutions, and WHO is one of them. As you can see, as of March 31st this year, the USA basically doubles the next on this list, which is China. So, the USA, being the top sponsor of these institutions, has the right to actually ask for accountability for something that basically has turned the whole global economy upside down and has caused so much panic and so much chaos. All right? And I also want to leave you with another question. You may have seen that all these African countries are coming to the defense of WHO, but most particularly they are supporting Dr. Tedros, who also happens to be African. In fact, he's from Ethiopia. So let me ask you this: would these African leaders really be saying the same thing if the head of WHO actually happened to be from another continent? Isn't this the same thing we always do and try to back an African, no matter how wrong they are or no matter what bad they are doing? And if we're holding ourselves to such a low standard, how are we expecting to actually develop and advance and become great like these other countries? If we always try to put them on others, if we always try to protect our own and hide our own mistakes. I'm not saying that Dr. Tedros may have been self-motivated or doing something out of his own interest, or he's necessarily to blame, but we should look at it with facts instead of going with our own biases and saying because he's African he cannot do any wrong. All right, so that was the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.